guys, welcome back. So this is the 32-week update, and as you can tell from the title of this video, this one's going to be a little bit different than the other ones. I'm not going to start off with reading from the Ovia app like I usually do, and the reason is because when it talks about the growth and everything, and you're going to see right now when I talk about this, but it's not going to match up with what's actually happening, so I don't really see a point in reading about that anymore. Not to be like a Debbie Downer or anything, but so I'll just get right into the update. So first and foremost, if there's any family members watching this, you don't need to worry. These are possible complications, and even if they are true, it's not really life-threatening or anything, so straight off the bat and just simmer down. So anyways, on Monday, I can't remember the dates, but just since all this has happened since my last update video. So at the last just regular OB checkup that I had, they measure your fundal height with a tape measure. So it's like the top of your pelvic bone to the top of your uterus. So like vertical along your belly. And you should measure up within 2 centimeters of your gestational, I don't know how to say that word, how many weeks far along you are. I'm having a hard time with my brain in this third trimester, so just bear with me. But, so for me, at 32 weeks, I went and bought a tape measure yesterday so I could start measuring the fundal height myself. But at 32 weeks, I should be measuring either between 30 and 34 centimeters. I am measuring at about a 26 or 27 or 28. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know exactly where the top of the uterus ends and all that stuff, so I don't know the exact one, but she's small. Long story short, that's the whole complication thing here. She is smaller than she needs to be. But at my last OB checkup, she was measuring and said that she was a little bit small, but she wasn't totally concerned because sometimes a lot of things can affect the actual fundal height measurement. Have nothing to do with the health of the baby. Like sometimes your fluids are just, you don't have a lot of amniotic fluid, and so it can affect the size of your actual belly. Or sometimes, in my case, she said the baby, because she could feel the position the baby was in, she said that the baby was kind of horizontal instead of vertical, and so that can affect the size and measurement as well. But we did get scheduled for a growth ultrasound to check up, and at the growth ultrasound, they measure, everything. It's not just for, unfortunately, it's not just for you to see, the baby. They measure like all the body parts, the fluids, and the heartbeat and everything. The tech told us that she was measuring small as well. She wasn't really specific as to what body parts, but she said she was just measuring small. So she was going to get the doctor to come in, look over everything, and just kind of talk to us and things. It's that same male doctor that was there that day, and he sucks at everything. But he couldn't talk to us right then because he had to get called away again. This is the second time that I've been there, and he's had to get called away to an emergency C-section. So she's like, he's going to have to call you back. So, yeah, there's that. Freaking out, after the ultrasound tech told us that the doctor needed to talk to us, and then we had to wait for him to call us, whatever. But, so he calls and he tells me that she's measuring small. He was a little bit more specific than the tech was, but still a terrible communicator and did not really give me as much information as I would like. He said that her kidneys and her stomach specifically were measuring smaller in development than they should be for how far along I was. So they told us at the ultrasound, they were able to tell us how much she weighs, which I don't understand how that works. How can you know that? Anyways, but they said that she weighs about 3.2 pounds. That was last week. So at 31 weeks, she was weighing 3.2 pounds, which is under what you're supposed to be weighing at that time. It's not too much under though, but some babies are just small. So her weight isn't the issue. The issue here is that her organs are smaller than they're supposed to be to thrive outside of the womb. So the doctor, that when he was calling me and talking to me on the phone, he said that he wanted me to see a specialist. He said not to freak out though, because their ultrasound machine and technology, sometimes like if your baby was or if their organs were slightly below or slightly above, that their machine's results or something can be exaggerated because he said it's not very good machinery, which, what? I mean, why get better machinery? Whatever. But he said, you know, that he just wants me to see a specialist. He didn't really tell me the name of the specialist. Again, he wasn't specific. Just to go see somebody that had better ultrasound technology so that they could see for sure if something was up and if we needed, you know, the steps after that. So we scheduled it, and the earliest appointment they had was in 3 weeks on the 25th, and they were all booked up before then. So it kind of sucks that we have to wait that long to figure out if something's wrong, because that's kind of a long time from now, and I'm getting really close to the end of the pregnancy year, and so I don't know. It is kind of stressful. We told our family members, and I kept asking us if we were worried, because they were just like, oh, she's small. But I was like, no, the doctor said her organs, her kidneys and her stomach, things that you need to be the right size, are not the right size. So I am worried about that. Am I worried that something bad's gonna happen to her, like catastrophic? No, I'm not worried about something like that's gonna happen. Because she does weigh enough now, like there are babies born that are less than that, that survive. I'm mostly worried because she seems like she's gonna come around the time of my due date, which is pretty soon here, and I'm afraid she's not gonna be ready. And so the fear here and the worry here is that she's gonna have to spend her first few days or weeks, maybe, I don't know, in NICU and not here at home regular. Like, it's not going to be a regular pregnancy. That's what I'm worried about the rest of the way out. But again, I have full confidence that she's going to be fine in the long run. It just might be a little bit of a rough start for her. And all this is if she even has this problem, because that's the thing that kind of makes me angry, is that the doctor is like sitting here telling me all this stuff, and he was like, it may or may not be a problem. Like, what? You can't just tell a mother that, like, about her child and expect me to be okay with it, you know what I'm saying? So this could all just be, like, technical issues, basically. Like, she could just be, like, a kind of small baby, because when I was born, I was kind of small. So some babies are just small, so that could just be what it is, and their machine is exaggerating it, and this is all for nothing. But it's still kind of worrisome. Now, I don't know, because he didn't say, like, if this is an actual problem, what we're gonna have to do. Like, he didn't say, like, if, you know, if the machinery is right and correct and her organs are not developing properly. He didn't really say the next steps. I guess there's no point to really worry me about the next steps if he doesn't know for sure if it's a problem, but I assume we'll figure that out after the next ultrasound. But at this point, because she's grown, the thing I don't get about this is that she's grown to be the 3.2 pounds she was 2 weeks, or like last week. So the issue now is, has she stopped growing? Because as you notice in each one of these little update videos, I've shown my bump for the past 4 weeks or so. My bump hasn't gotten any bigger. I keep saying, I feel like it's not getting bigger. It's because it hasn't. So, for some reason, we're trying to figure out if she has just stopped growing because maybe something's wrong with the placenta and she's not getting nutrients anymore. And if that's the case, I was reading online that they usually induce the mother as soon as possible. If something's wrong with the placenta, there's no point in leaving the baby in the womb if it's not getting anything from the mother, if that makes sense. So that they can just give her the nutrients and things she needs to grow outside. So if that was the case and they find out something's wrong with my placenta, then I will most likely be induced early. I hope that's not the problem. Again, I don't know. I wish I knew what my fundal height measurement was before so I could see if I'm growing, but that's why we got the tape measure now. I do have an appointment this Thursday. It's just a regular OB check, but she's going to measure me, and she has, you know, the measurement history, so she'll be able to tell me if I'm growing or not. And I think even though that's just a regular checkup, I should have a lot more information about this because I'm going to ask a billion questions. And it's with a good doctor, not the one that I dislike, so hopefully I'll have some more information. And then by the 34-week update that I'm going to do, I still won't know. We still wouldn't have the ultrasound, so we don't know for sure. But hopefully I'll have a little bit more information for you. But that's kind of where we're at right now. That's why the Ovia app and like reading about what your baby should be doing at 32 weeks doesn't matter to me anymore, because she's not there. She's not at that point where she's supposed to be at. So, but we did, like I said, we got an ultrasound and they tried to take pictures of her face, and these are 3D images. So if you don't like the 3D ultrasounds they do nowadays and they kind of scare you, then you might want to stop watching. But this is, we didn't get very good pictures because this was just a bad ultrasound appointment, because not only did we get kind of, you know, possibly bad news, we didn't even get a good picture of her face because she was like this the entire time, sleeping like this. And, you know, the ultrasound tech was like trying to, like, you know, kind of poke at the belly to get her to move, and she was just like in these pictures I'm going to show you, you're going to see, like, she was like pressing like this, pressing her forearm on her nose, like sleeping. So it is kind of cute, and I'm glad I got to see, like, okay, she has an arm, and you can see her eyes and cheeks and a little bit of her nose. But hopefully, and that's, I guess, one plus side of having to go to a specialist, we'll get to have a retry at this ultrasound. But I'll go ahead and show you now. So this is the first one. It's kind of hard to make out. This is her hand and her arm in front of her face, and that's this. So this is her forearm. This is her, like, bicep and her shoulder. This is her head and side of her face, cheek. You can see her nose, her lips, and her little eye socket there. And so these are all from the same position. Again, her arm, forearm, bicep, cheek, eyes, forehead, sleeping. Same position. This one you can see, in this one you can see both of her arms. There's one arm, and then there's the other one. So she has both of her arms up like this. And then there's her ear right there, her head, eyes. And this one she's really smushing her nose down, so she's being a little turd, like her dad. This is what Ryan does when I try to take pictures of him. He's like covering his face. So maybe she's just a little stubborn little girl like her dad. Now, as far as how I've been feeling, I have developed new symptoms, which is part of the reason why I am a little bit worried about the whole her being small thing, because it seems like I am progressing like I'm supposed to be at this point in my pregnancy. It's just that her organs aren't catching up. Now, the new symptoms that I've been experiencing, I don't know, I still don't know if I've experienced Braxton Hicks. I can't tell. I don't know. I just don't know. I have had pains though, but these pains I know are not Braxton Hicks because I looked this up and it sounds nothing like Braxton Hicks. So if you're a mom out there and you've been experiencing this, please tell me what this is. But I've been experiencing pain, just like sharp, stinging, kind of like a lightning bolt of pain in like my cervix every now and then. Like it hasn't happened for a few days, but a couple days ago it was happening a lot. And I looked it up and it said that it could be a couple different things. Some things that it could be is just Winnie moving into the birthing position so that her head is downward, which her head was already kind of downward. So she's like getting ready to be born. And another thing I read it could be is your cervix dilating, which it said is kind of normal. Like you could be at 1 centimeter dilated for like 3 weeks and then 2 centimeters for like 3 weeks. So if you're dilating this early, they said don't really worry. But it could be that, which is another sign of labor. And so I'm kind of like, oh my gosh, she's not going to wait. Like I was wondering, are they going to push my due date back? But I don't think that they should do that or that they will, because it doesn't seem like she's going to wait. I've also been experiencing heartburn, and like I had a little bit of heartburn here and there during this pregnancy. Before the pregnancy, I've never had it once in my life. Never knew what it felt like. Now in the 3rd trimester, it's every day around the same time, and it's awful. Awful. It's been so, it's terrible. I don't like it. But, so there's that I've been dealing with. And then, she just keeps kicking. And that's the other thing, that's another reason why I'm not completely worried, because she's really active. Like, as far as she's concerned, she is fine. She's in there rolling around, kicking, punching the crap out of me. Like every single day, she just keeps moving and moving and moving. So I'm so glad, even though it hurts me like a lot, and it kind of makes it hard to sleep sometimes, I'm so glad that she's in there moving around. And maybe it's just because she's so small that she still has, she's got more room in the womb than most babies do at 32 weeks. So she's kind of like partying in there. I don't know. but she still moves a lot, so she seems like she's, you know, healthy. She's just not, you know, she's kind of slow at developing those organs. So, and then just some things that have happened. I had my main baby shower already. I got a ton of cute things. If you came to my baby shower, or if you gave me a gift because you were able to come, thank you so much, because I got so many cute things and I'm so excited about it. I will be doing a video once I have my other baby shower. It's going to be kind of a smaller one at where my husband works. They kind of want to do like a little party thing, so I will be doing like a video kind of showing you. Now, I'm not going to like sit there and show you every single thing that I got, but just kind of showing you some unique things that are cool. I don't know, just things that I want to show you so you can see. So that'll be a fun video. And then the room is not set up yet. Again, still waiting on one thing. But now let me show you my bump. Now, we'll see if this looks any different, because that's another way that I have been able, because I have taken a picture every 2 weeks for these videos. So after this picture, I'm going to see if it looks any bigger than last week. And if it does, I will be relieved. I really hope it does. So let's see together. Okay, so here is the bump. And see, sometimes I feel like it depends on what I wear, how it like appears, the size that it appears. Here's my back right here. And here's the belly, because I feel like you need to know where the back is to see the size of the belly. So here's my pelvic bone is right here, and the top of my belly is here. Belly button's still sticking out. Trusty. Actually, I could lift this up too so you could see. I forgot I was wearing an undershirt. That might be more helpful. Okay, so here's with the undershirt on. I mean, I feel like she does look a little bit bigger, so that makes me feel, I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so that is it for this week. Hopefully I'll have some more news for you guys next time. And if you want to follow me on Snapchat, because I do updates on Snapchat all the time, you can just add me. It's Daniela Renee on Snapchat. So thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you have not subscribed already. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!